The Denver Nuggets have one of the most interesting off seasons that's definitely underrated to talk about. So we're going to get into it in today's video. First, I want to remind you guys to subscribe if you're looking for daily NBA content. But without further ado, we're going to get straight into this video. So I'm going to go over their lineups, and we're going to notice some glaring holes, and I'm going to get into all that with you guys. So Jamal Murray at the 1, obviously coming off an amazing bubble performance. Definitely looking forward to his jump going into this year. I think he's going to use a lot of that momentum, and I think he's going to propel himself into a for sure bona fide star in this league. He's a straight up bucket. It's really fun to watch him. He can do it from all angles on offense. Obviously, we're looking for the defensive jump, but I want to remind you guys that when it came into clutch time against the Jazz, even though D. Mitch was putting up buckets on him, he did step up defensively. And so I'm looking for that to carry over into the next year, see how he performs. But I believe in Jamal Murray being their franchise point guard. Gary Harris at the 2, always nice to have him. Michael Porter Jr. at the 3, really like him. I think he needs to get better defensively, but he is an amazing scorer for his size. He has a lot of potential in this league, and I want to see how he jumps into this next season. Paul Millsap at the 4, they reduced his contract from $30 million. Now in this next year it's going to be $10 million, so good for them on that. And then Nikola Jokic at the 5, obviously the Joker, the most versatile big man in the league. He's definitely a top 3 center, arguably number 1. Perfect for this team. I mean, this team has loads of playmaking with Murray and with Jokic and MPJ on the floor all at the same time. They can really pass the rock, make a lot of fun plays. This team is definitely fun to watch. Then off the bench, this is a really strong spot for the Denver Nuggets. They're 10 deep. At least they were 10 deep. They could go with any guy. They could switch anyone out. And these pieces really fit together. At the 1, Monte Morris. At the 2, they just drafted R.J. Hampton. I love that pickup. I think he's super underrated at pick number 24. They made that trade with Milwaukee. At the 3, they have Will Barton, who's a really good piece to have. At the 4, JaMychal Green, they brought in on a 2-year, $15 million deal. And at the 5, the GOAT, Bol Bol. Here's the thing. They lost Jeremy Grant to the Detroit Pistons. They lost him because the Pistons offered him 3 years, $60 million, which is incredibly overpaid for Grant. I love Jeremy Grant, and I was like, I really hope the Denver Nuggets can keep him. But then I saw that Detroit's paying him $20 million a year. I was like, lose him. It sucks to lose him, but at the end of the day, you weren't going to be able to pay him a fair price. And then you lost Mason Plumlee at the 5, who was really amazing for you because he's a 7-footer that can stretch the floor. But then again, he's getting paid a ton, and there's no reason to really keep him around like that. And they brought in Green, who was going to fill in for Grant, not do it as well as he can, but he's going to do what Grant did, which was hit threes, be a decent playmaker for the 4 position. And then at the 5, Bol Bol, it's his time to shine now, guys. I want to see how he does, honestly. I'm super interested. He never really plays, but when he does, I mean, at Oregon, he was a beast. I mean, he was projected to be a lottery pick, and then he got hurt. And obviously that's going to be the struggle for Bol Bol throughout his career, is avoiding injury because of his size. He's so big, but he's very versatile. I hope this is Bol Bol's breakout year. I don't think it'll be because he's back up to the best player on the team, but I mean, I really am hoping for Bol Bol here. So again, this team, they're missing a lot defensively, especially at the guard position. I know Gary Harris is a competent defender for sure, but you got Jamal Murray. Monte Morris cannot play a lick of defense, and neither can R.J. Hampton. But R.J. Hampton is the bright spot for them. He has the size to become a very competent defender. He's at 6'6", definitely can do it. Jamal Murray's at 6'5", he can do it too. Michael Porter Jr. can definitely do it. I'm just concerned that if this team will be able to do it. Jokic is obviously a terrible defender. Murray's a terrible defender. MPJ is, and Paul Millsap is so old at this point, he doesn't have the foot speed to keep up with the new versatile force. So this team has some problems now where I'd really only be comfortable running a 9-man. And then obviously their 8-man rotation is very, very good. Their starting lineup is great. Do they compete for a championship? This is the roster they think can. I don't think so. Getting past the Lakers will be incredibly tough, and now they have to do that for years to come. You look at the contracts on the Lakers now, it's going to be incredibly tough for anyone in the West to beat that team. I got this team over the Clippers now. I don't believe in the Clippers. So I think that this team is a regular season team is very good. I think this team will be the 2 seed. In the playoffs, I think this will be a second-round knockout for me. I know they did really, really well in the playoffs last year. I don't think you can really replicate that. I don't think you can take that and say that that's how good your team really is. Because Jamal Murray was putting up like 40 a game, and Nikola Jokic was being the Joker. And they still had as much depth as they really wanted. Now we see them lose 2 key pieces. They didn't really bring anyone very good in. Not that they could, but losing those 2 pieces, you can't say that you're going to be better after that. Although, I mean, Jamal Murray, MPJ, Monte Morris, RJ Hampton, those are definitely guys that can develop. I think this team is built perfectly for the future and for the now. And I see them winning more. Maybe as LeBron and the Lakers age, the Clippers fall apart. Maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years from now, they'll be able to squeak out a finals appearance. But I don't think this team is a for sure contender. I think if you have a move that you want to make, go out for a backup center. Bobo can run just about any position. JaMychal Green is a little bit overpaid, but they fill in for Jeremy Grant. I say go for backup center that can really rebound the ball and can play some solid defense, because Jokic and Bobo won't get the job done defensively. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I know this one was incredibly short, but actually it wasn't that bad. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you have any comments about the Nuggets or any team you want to see, make sure you leave them down below. I'm replying to every comment as always. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, see ya.